Hey, future me, digital me. What do you know? I'm making another one before I get at this because it's hot in my head and I want to do it while it's hot in my head uh, instead of going at this other thing because I do. And I want to smoke a steak, so I might as well. Two birds, one stone. Uh, so I don't know why exactly, but I got it in my head to look up Mr. Beast. Um, I guess because on this new channel I hadn't subscribed to him yet. And I did on the other channel. It took me forever to subscribe to Mr. Beast because I don't know. I think personally I'm the kind of person that's like, oh, everybody's on that in that circle on that bandwagon. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. But some of the videos he does actually are cool. I guess you just kind of like have to admit it, especially the like I forget what they are, but they're like, oh, I'm gonna like the click on the video feed, build a hospital or some shit like that in Africa. It's like, it's not as underserved and fucked up as it used to be, but $1 in Africa or $100 in Africa, and in poor ass country X can still go a lot farther than it can, even here in America, the West. Even though there are a lot of poor places in America now, and it's gonna go down. Anyways, I just was looking through Mr. Beast because as I was just like, oh, that's fine. I wanted to get all the way down to like his first video. And I finally did. It took a while to the first videos. And that's kind of cool to see, like, where these really big YouTubers start in his first videos. His first videos still have like 60K on them, and they're all Minecraft ones and stuff. But they still have 60K. That's pretty decent. I mean, if you're a small channel, you'd be like, 60K is not bad. I mean, yeah, it isn't. I mean, it's not bad. It's still money that the average everyday person would be like, yeah, that's like what, 1,000 to $2 or something like that. So 20 times 5, $100 ish, something like that. So yeah, I mean, each one of those, times 20 of them. It's not bad. That's workaday wage basically. So it's not bad. I think it took him like, I forget, it was like 2 years, 3 years or something like that to get to the consistently millions of views. Now that was, since that was so long ago, that's probably off by 20, 30, 40%. But Anyways, the point of this is not any of that shit that I just said. Not any of that shit. Oddly enough. The point is, I was just interested, as I always am, I am interested in class and taxes and all that shit. No, I mean, yes, but no. I asked Google, was he born with money and stuff? Because I could tell by the early videos. He didn't grow up. Well, he definitely didn't grow up. It sure as hell looked like it to me. He definitely didn't grow up in the way I did. I mean, the houses in his neighborhood where he and his friends or brothers or whatever the fuck they were, wow. They were bigger. They were bigger. Those houses look like they could eat my houses. My house. My houses. My house. The house I grew up and the house next door. Maybe even half of the house next to that one. So, I mean, but at the same time, they were not the Lakeshore Drive houses. I would call those actually properties because damn, we would drive by Lake Shore and be like, oh, that's a nice house, way down there. You can see it, but it's like a football field down the way, and all those nice trees. They've been there for like 200 years, so whatever. Those were estates in the definite meaning of the word estates. Those were where the rich people of maybe Wisconsin, but definitely Milwaukee lived. Yeah. So, but I looked up on Google and I was like, did Mr. Beast grow up rich? I think that's the wording that I used. And, the AI came up. No, he lived I think it said upper middle class life, and I was like, well, from the videos that looks about right. And it's like, okay, because the first video that I could actually see him, most of the first ones were just screen captures of video games, but the first ones that I could actually see him, and this was like 9 years ago, they were really nice chairs. They were like this chair that I'm sitting in, but nicer, like leather and shit. This one, and this is 2025. I bought this in 2025. This one was like, I can't remember how much. I want to say, because it's Amazon, I want to say 20 some dollars, $30. Maybe it was $50. I don't know. So their chairs were nice looking chairs, and they were chairs that if you were sitting in them naked, you would not want to sit in them naked. From the look of it, at least, because they'd be gripping. So yeah, it looked like a nice house, but it did not. The house did not look, like they had butlers. So it's like, all right, you're starting from a good place, but you're not starting from maybe you're starting from first plate instead of The dugout. Okay. All right. That's something respectable. And it says the AI says he's a billionaire, so it's like, all right, all right. I guess I can respect that, And it says you're pretty philanthropic, which the video's kind of. It's like I give away this, I give away this, that. It's like you're giving away a lot of money in a lot of videos. I mean, yeah, I know you. Apparently, you have $1 billion, so you're probably making a lot of passive income, but. And from every video that says you give away $100,000, it's got like 100 million views, so that video alone is probably generating $100,000. So you're giving away basically the money you make from the video or something. I don't know. I don't want to do the mental math. Somebody else can do it. So okay, that's fine. It's at least a little respectable. Because when you're born with much wealth, and you make the claim, I'm self-made, it's just whatever. But the further point is why I was a little, what kind of irked me is then I was like, okay, let's test this. It's like, I think I said did first, but it was Elon Musk born rich? I think the AI said no, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that's fucked up. Because did his dad have a emerald mine, basically? And then so I started looking more and more on everything, and it's like, all the information was saying, yeah, his dad did. And then Laura says, well, he didn't have an emerald mine. He has a stake in an emerald mine, and he his dad has like a plane or something, and he's sold emeralds. He sold the rough emeralds, so all that stuff. And then the other parts, the non-AI parts, but like parts of the articles and stuff are saying, well, this doesn't necessarily seem to impact the initial funding and everything. It seems like maybe there's a little other wrinkles to the story, and I'm like, well, maybe there is some subtlety involved there. So I don't know. I just don't want to. After a few minutes of research, I'm just like, I don't want to do anymore. I'm not like a biographer. Biographers invest, a year or 2 years and all that shit, and I just don't feel like doing that. That's not my thing to like do that kind of work. Someone needs to do that so that we can figure out, and while you're at it, go into everybody's backstory. Figure out what these fuckers are so we know. So us poors know what's going on. Because the initial story is like, oh, he got his degree, and then he built PayPal, and then he sold that for this, and then did Tesla. It's just like, so what kind of, what is the, are we getting the tale of the guy that had $10 in his pocket and sails across the ocean and now is now is a billionaire, or are we the guy that, is he the guy that's, you know, born with the money? As I got written down here, money bags, and then now he's got a shitload of money bags. What are we doing? Is it somewhere meeting in the middle? Probably more towards the lots of money bags. What are we? Someone's got to figure this out so we know what's going on. But I would like to reiterate, no matter where the truth lies, tax. And if Elon really wants to be like, because this is something that every kind of line, every kind of story is saying, Elon contests the narrative of him receiving a whole lot of initial funds for everything, in which he got that 170 or 175 million dollar sale from PayPal to fund Tesla and SpaceX. So he contests that initial startup money for PayPal is from the Emerald mine and money from his daddy. He says that's not true. So if you want that to be the narrative, and you were rags to riches or semi rags to riches or something like that, you want everyone to believe that, then what the fuck are you doing screwing poor people? If you want all of us poors to believe you're one of us, then what are you doing? You have hundreds of billions of dollars. Why are you sitting with the enemy? Sleeping with the enemy is what it's called. But still. That's all I want to know. Now that you're freaking a bazillionaire, it literally is time to pony up the dough. I don't necessarily mean that you gotta like bankrupt yourself, but maybe you could spend more time planting seedlings instead of doing whatever the fuck you're doing. With your obsessions. Because I gotta tell you, if you want to get to Mars, you can't just focus on building rockets. It may seem like building a rocket is the best way to get to Mars, and the fastest. But I'm telling you, it isn't. Like I said, it's just not. That's like when I say the people that are in SETI, you want to detect signals from other civilizations, and yet you're looking for radio waves? Are you insane? Do you really think people that travel between stars are communicating with fucking radio waves? We're at the speed of light? That's bonkers. You should be investing all your money in figuring out how to communicate faster than light, preferably instantaneously, point to point throughout the universe. Figure out how to do that, and then be like, well, if we're not detecting any transmissions, there's no one else out there. Once you can do that, then I'll be convinced. Um, yeah, but yeah, let's listen for radio signals. Oh, it only takes what is it, 4 years to listen to the nearest star? It's like, yeah, because that's not stupid. I mean, even I know that. So, and then there's Dyson. I don't know if it was Dyson, but it was somebody that proposed. We can colonize the universe by sending a robot at half the speed of light with conventional stuff. Self-assembling robots, and they'll get there in 2 years, set up a colony, and then spread out. Like in 500,000 years, we'll have colonized the galaxy. And I'm like, at half the speed of light, sure, it'll take a colony ship, 8 years to get to the nearest, to the Centauri system. Okay. That may be acceptable for some people, maybe. But the one after that, I think, if I remember correctly, is like 14 light years. So double that, 28. That's like a generational ship. That's the second nearest one. And that's at half the speed of light, which means you probably would have to build that up and then slow it down. So that's probably going to be, I mean, if you could really do it fast, that's probably going to be like 30 years. Give or take, I don't know. I am like way off. And I'm not, because I'm just not looking it up right now. Do you really think that in 30 years, barring us totally annihilating ourselves, in 30 years, humanity wouldn't have figured out how to go faster than light through space based on all the crap we got now going on? So 20 years, and there'd just be a ship appearing on that, next to that colony ship, being like, "What are you doing? You should have just waited." I mean, I guess we can take some of you, 20,000 people, but that was dumb. Now you're gonna have to wait another, I don't know, 8 years, because this is the prototype ship. We can only carry 15 people. We're a scout ship. You be boned. I hope you like eating recycled algae and drinking recycled piss, because so yeah, whatever. And that kind of, you know, again, I'm off because I'm just making this up without actually looking at facts. So I'm definitely off, but I don't think I'm off by a wild margin. And again, this is always with the, if anybody watches this, you know, you can comment if you want, and you can say, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, you know, whatever. Even if you're a scientist and you're an astronaut and blah, 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 it's like, okay, you know, feel free to wait 10 years or 20 years or whatever and be like, and, you know, if I'm wrong in the good direction, I don't know what the good direction would be. If you think the good direction of we're doing it and we're colonizing and we're moving really slow towards a star, then, I mean, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, it's already 27 minutes long. I'm hot. I gotta cool off before I get to the stuff that I was gonna do with the stuff that I got in there. A little bit done of the thing that I was gonna do with the stuff. And the stuff. Whew. 91 degrees outside. Yay. Fun. Excellent. Build a pool. So I'm able to show everyone my glorious fat flap. All right. Yay. I guess that will conclude the where on the spectrum between, you know, total rags to riches and rich boy gets richer is Elon Musk thing. And, you know, Elon, Mr. Beast, which one? Probably neither. Hey, if you wanna help out a definitively poor person, I mean, not like the poorest in America, but definitely near the bleh. I mean, I am there. I mean, I guess I won't turn down any amount of money offered, but I just need enough to do the articles of incorporation. You know, enough to set up all the crap to get the LLC and set up a bank account and stuff. So, yeah. And like I said, you know, if you want to give me more, I guess that's fine. But it ain't begging. Or if you're Mr. Beast, I'll be someone on your whatever that was, fighting for $100,000. Those are all messed up, by the way. Ages 1 to 100 fighting for $100,000. Really? A 1-year-old? And a 100-year-old? I mean, I didn't watch it, but okay. I mean, someone's got to be balls enough to punch a 1-year-old and a 100-year-old in the face of balls or vag. That's wow. All right. Time to boobs out. People, boobs.